Hey everyone, let's build the Easter basket by Lego. This is set number 40587, and this is a limited edition set. This set was provided to me by the Lego group for early review, and it is a gift with purchase offer. And you will be able to build this if you, with a qualifying purchase of $70 or more from the official Lego shop, and they will... Well, the basket will hop itself into the cart, and the promo offer runs from March 16th through April 9th. Okay, so that's pretty much what we're doing. And here's the manual. And it just jumps right into bag one. So we're going to start there. And I already have everything keyed up, so what we're going to do is, this is bag two. We won't see that for a while. And we're going to go ahead and dive right into bag one. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is, an Easter basket. This is a nice little set. It looks colorful on the front, but it doesn't look so colorful with the parts. You know, there's that thing where, you know, the colors seem a little bit washed, but, you know, that's it. And that's step number one right there. So we're going to start with bag one right now. There are 4 bags, 2 bag number ones and 2 bag number twos. So what we're going to be doing today is just building this and doing a review on it, a quick review, and then I'll do the formal review on the main channel. And do I have to build multiples of these? Let's make sure. Okay, we're just doing little bits at a time here. And these gift with purchase offers, or GWPs, or promo offers that Lego sends me, these are just as fun as doing the really big Lego sets. So, you know, and I'm always happy to get a set like this. And when you put this in, it doesn't show it in the manual. Matter of fact, okay. I think that's how it goes, but I don't know. We're already having technical difficulties here. Or maybe it's just a regular 2x2 plate. Let's take a look. Okay, I think that's what it is, because now it's locked in place. All right. And for those who've been watching me for quite some time on this channel, this is basically like a... not a how-to channel, just to kind of... let's zoom in on that there. And don't worry, we'll focus that in a bit. The beauty of doing these style of videos, which is the next thing, is that these are all raw. Okay, so these are just meant to be just live builds to see how the build's going to go. And so on and so forth. Now we got to build 2 of something here in a bit. And I have been in a tutorial frenzy lately, and I'm hoping that's not something for me. Let me look real quick. It's an afternoon build. It's a business day right now. I'm working from home, and I can't tell. No, I don't think that's for me. Yes, we get a bunch of U-line trucks down this street all the time, and it's business as usual today. In fact, I got a scratchy cough, and I decided just to kind of hunker down here just to get work done. Okay, so now we got to build 2 of these right here. So that's essentially what's going on today. And yeah, so these are always a treat to do. And I was reading up on some gossip in the Lego communities and stuff, which I don't really ever do, but sometimes it's good entertainment. Some Lego YouTubers were kind of getting angry because of there's a set that came out. They only gave it to a few ambassadors. I didn't get this. It was I can't mention it, but it was a certain set. It was like something you can get from the Lego House. And it's the only place to purchase it. It's the Lego House, and I think it's called Bollen, Holland, Denmark. You can't get it anywhere else. And it wasn't something I was really wanting anyways, you know. It would have been nice to have it, but I wasn't complaining about it because I like doing my own custom stuff. And some guys were throwing a fit over it, and I'm like, why does it matter? You know. I mean, I get this stuff. I enjoy putting this type of stuff together. I think it was tier 2 guys in the Ambassador Network that get this stuff. I mean, so be it. But at the end of the day, though, I like building my own customs, and that's all that matters. And so far, we got 2/3 of our bracelet done. So I found the base to my campground. So actually I did indeed start part of it. I'm going to start working on that. And as far as for updates, I'm not sure if I'm going to post them. I think I'll just do them as shorts though, and post them on the main channel and stuff like that. And then what we'll do is when I get it done, we'll take a tour and stuff. Yeah, it looks like those are car parts. That's obviously not for me. I'm not an auto shop. Had to crack the blinds open a bit to take a peek out there. All right. But anyways, though, I really want to get into the campground. And my hard date, I think I'm going to release the campground is going to be May. Not sure what day in May, but it will be in May. And building that won't take too long. Remember, I have manuals written up for a lot of the camping stuff. Like I have manuals for a bush, I have manuals for a tree. All I got to do is build the terrain, get my building guide out, put all this stuff together, and then I'm done. You know, essentially. That's the beauty of having those building guides, is to do just that. And that's what this should look like right here. Okay. And yeah, some people do get a little angry. They don't get something certain. I don't care really, because I don't build big stuff. And this was a set that, you know, it looked cool, but it would make some good commentary on this channel, but I can't take all. Lego's not going to send me everything to review, which leads to another. I got a question on my main channel. You know, Jay, are you going to review the Lord of the Rings sets and stuff that are coming out, or they're already out? I don't know. And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm not gonna review those or anything like that, because it's not something I'm interested in. If Lego sends them to me for review, I will, but I'm not going to review something I just don't have a lot of interest in. You know, they send this to me for review, and I'll review it. But if they don't, and somebody has say, Jay, you're gonna do the Easter basket, like, if it's not sent here, I can't. You know, I think a lot of these parts are going to be hidden in here, so we don't know. But yeah. But these type of sets, though, don't get me wrong, these are fun. These are meant for little kids. But as an adult, though, just, you know, especially if you're like me and you're on the computer all the time, doing these type of builds are a treat to do. They're just a treat to build. You can relax and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if this is a family build or not. I don't know if two people could build this set simultaneously. I'm hoping that it is, but I don't think it is. I did do the Harry Potter sets, and the banner sets were not family builds, so you couldn't build those. Two people can't build together. I always want to see those. I'm hoping Lego will continue to make those style of sets. You know, because those are always a bit of a treat to do. Like this, I'm hoping this is a family set here. Not only it makes them easy to build, but they're also fun to build with the family too. I'm always into that kind of stuff. And so far, the build is straightforward. I can read the manual and put this together. Oh, I did get a comment on here about doing just the audio portion of these where I just put down the bricks. And that requires me to record a whole separate audio track at a different time, and I don't want to invest too much time on doing these and doing two separate videos. And two, a lot of us guys who have autism, including myself, not all of us are quiet. I talk too much, so for me, that's just how it is. I just can't just work in silence and just point and just say this. And two, these are just meant as just more and more. These are kind of like troubleshooting videos than anything else. And then, okay, now it gets kind of brutal here. So now we're going to come in and start doing this, and this is where it gets kind of colorful here. They're putting all the pastel colors on the outside, which is pretty cool. I'm just going to grab some and start placing them down. You can build it any way you want. There's no rules. There's no right or wrong way to build a Lego set. Matter of fact, there was a video that I saw on YouTube that this is the correct way that you should build a Lego set. I'm just sitting there thinking, man, people are desperate for content. You build it any way you want. I can't tell you that my way is the correct way to build because I don't know. I'm just building this stuff for fun. And matter of fact, they could have just used some plates with bow. Okay, we're done with the blue ones. Let's start setting the blue ones over there. And so far, that's what it looks like. And so far, I'm working on this right now. I'm pleased. I'm not bored with it or anything like that. It's essentially fun. I'm relaxed doing this. This is a nice little thing to do other than sitting in front of the computer all day. So, yes, okay, these go in here. That tells me that something is going to be sitting inside of here, which I think will be a round plate. Oh, no, we're not. We're building up some more here. We got to go upwards a bit more. And then and I'm already tired of eating junk food and fast food. I can't wait for the weekend. Oh, and today is February 28th, 2023. So I just finished up with, we're finishing up with February now. And that means March is coming around, and I'm not looking forward to that month. I'm shooting for April. And now we do this here. Make sure I'm still in frame for you guys, because I got to remember I'm zoomed in a little bit. Probably going to zoom out here in a second here, just to kind of get things to fit in frame a bit more. And you may see me stop for a few times as I got to hit the focus. I do everything manual. I never use autofocus except for calibration, because the camera will just do this whole flickery thing, and I don't want to have somebody saying that they're getting sick over it. And two, it's just better to do it that way anyways. And all right, these tiles are going to fall off. Well, let's just stick the plates on here first while we're doing that. So stick your tile on first. It tells you to put all the tiles on at once, but no, don't stick them all on there at once. Do it like that. It's faster this way. So that's what they tell you in the book. That's what I'm doing. And it just would be faster to not deal with it falling apart. And then just do it like that. I'm probably just using these for spacers for something. I have a buddy of mine that got rid of all his Technic pieces. This is why you save your Technic. And then this gets lined up with the yellow here. So these all line up with the yellow angular plates. And you're going to have to kind of wiggle this thing in and work a way around. And so far, this is pretty rigid. This is not falling apart like I thought it would, you know. So I don't know why I didn't put any plates behind that, but we'll see how this comes out here in a bit. There's a lot of colors in here, and I think the reason why is to kind of where you can, it's easy to build. I'm looking for easy to build stuff as well. You know, versus a set that's strictly for adults. This one here is meant for children. I don't know if this box even had an age range on it or not. Well, let's take a look here and see. It's rated for 9 years of age and up, so this should be extra hard for an adult. And we're going to have to pick a spot here and put a hinge plate. Just put one there. That's what it asks. Okay, and then, okay, then we got to continue on. I think the reason why is for them to start that, start the hinging so you can put it in the right spot, and then you just put the rest of them in there. There you go. And after that is a couple of these, and these go right above the brown here. And these hang over. Matter of fact, everybody now is getting that cold that I had, and I'm still trying to get over. I still got that scratchy cough, but I think it's due to allergies more because we had a nasty. Matter of fact, it rained over 3 inches where I'm at a couple of days ago. Just all of a sudden, it started raining. Just kept raining for a couple of hours. 3 inches, 24 hours actually. And it wasn't too terribly bad. And it was very enjoyable to hear the rain. And we're supposed to have another nasty rainstorm tonight too, which is going to be a treat. Yes, I like rainstorms, like hearing the weather. All right, so we have to make... Yeah, I'm glad now I checked. The page got stuck on here. Okay. So we got to put a bunch of these. And this set has a lot of plates with bowels. So if you're looking for plates with bowl, there you go. So this is supposed to be the Easter basket. And honestly, though, this looks like a little flower pot more than anything else. So I would say that this is what this is. There's a way to smooth tile off the top, yeah. Yeah, but somebody really wanted the, and we got to build 3 of these things next. Yeah, because the next one's special. Somebody wanted me just to do audio only and no talking. Or sound, or just background noise only. And I just can't sit here in quiet and silence and build for hours on end. Some people can. I can't. You know, I want to air out my thoughts. So just sitting here in quiet would just be kind of, it would be too boring for me. If you're looking for that type of video, my apologies. I just can't do them. I was thinking about it, but I just don't want to get into it. Like I said, there's different forms of autism, and one of them is, at least I talk. Sometimes I don't know when to be quiet. And then there's sometimes I'm thinking, like I notice when I'll play music and I'm working on a piece of source code, I'm quiet because I'm focused. You know, when somebody's around though, then I'm kind of like a chatty Cathy doll. You can't keep me quiet. Yeah, so far this is a nice spring project. And I'm not dissatisfied with the build or anything like that with this. So if you get this set with your order, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. And it just says put these on 3 sides. Like that. All right, let's see here. Well, this is pretty sturdy, so I don't think I have to worry about it, huh? Matter of fact, this would look like a basket a bit more if they were to kind of alternate these, like have some parts stick out, stick in, and just kind of look like a basket weave. Would be cool. But they didn't do that. So... And I think the last one is left out for the bow that goes in the front, which is built almost the same way. So bag 1 does the flower pot. Not too bad. Oh, it goes like this. See, something like that, why couldn't they do that on the build? I don't know, but maybe they couldn't do it. But there's the little bow, and that goes on the last side. If you really want to get these on there firm, just do what I'm doing. You can stick your finger in here and just press that down in there and hold down the top. It's pretty sturdy, so you're not going to break this. I didn't break anything off at this point, so we're good. And that's it. So... that's bag 1. Bag 1 does the basket or the pot. Depends on how you look at it. Now we're going to move on to bag 2. And so far I'm seeing this as separate. So hopefully this would just sit inside. So here we go. Start there with brittle brown plate. Okay. And then we'll start building here. And make sure I'm recording. Good. Yeah, so I think you guys and gals are going to like the tutorials for this year. I've been focusing between now and May are usually small tutorials, but they will lead up to big stuff. Or like the furniture, the bedroom sets you've been seeing and all that stuff. That stuff is from the Amityville Horror House. And I'm missing a 2x3 plate. Oh, there it is. And no, I haven't even worked on the new review table yet. As a matter of fact, I did find a piece of frosted glass, tempered glass. And it would work good if I put light under here. I don't know what the pounds are. I have to figure out. I'm going to maybe have to put something underneath that's pretty rigid. But I want to have this all lit up at the bottom. So, eventually. All right. So anytime you get to a new bag, if you notice, it takes forever to get the parts all ready to go. And that kind of thing. And I need a round tile. That's a transparent tile. Set that down there. I may not have mentioned that in the parts thing. There's a couple of eyes in here. Let's pull those eyes out. I'm looking for a transparent clear. Oh no, it's not a clear. It looked weird, but no, you need an ice cream topper. One of these go on here. This must be the little tail then. And this goes here. And then this goes here. No, I don't want to have to pick you up. Lots of round pieces in this build, so you're going to have to be extra careful with it and stuff. And we're going to try to get as much done as we can on this here. My goal eventually is to get all these sets done. And here's the deal. You get into this program. If you're an ambassador or you're just starting out, one of the things that I've learned when I did tutorials is when you have the idea, you do it instantly. Just like this. You get a set that's sent to you, do it lickety-split. Get right into it. You get some free time, do it right away. Don't just sit on it, because like the time I'm building this until the time it's released, I got about 2 weeks. That doesn't seem not too bad. What makes it painful is when you have other chores you got to do. And that's what kind of kills me on time is, well, time. You know, it's just getting everything done. And that's pretty much what it is. So you get into this, you're going to have to really hit hard and just say, hey, I got to get the set done. I'm going to film it. But if you want to enjoy the build, sometimes the box will scream out at you, hey, build me. And then there's some sets where it's like, oh, I don't want to build this, but I have to. I got to review it. You know, the part of the review experience is I want to build it. If it looks like this set here, I didn't even know what it looked like until they sent it to me. When I saw this, I thought, this looks fun. I want to build it now. That's right there is obviously a good hint of what the review is going to be like. Now, doesn't mean it's going to be the best build in the world, but it's close. And so far, I'm enjoying the build. So it's not like it's dry or boring or anything. You know, it is what it is. So like right now, for example, I'm enjoying this build. So if I had to rate it now, it'd be a 10. Flat out 10. It's bright and colorful. It's keeping my interest. It's a nice, relaxing build. So right now, I would rate it at a 10. And that's the whole review process. If it comes to the point where I'm like, I'm bored, I'm tired of it, I don't want to see it again, that affects the review. Let's start putting these over here, because that's all I've been tripping over is, I'm looking for another one of these little tiles. I think I found it. It's a half round tile. Those are always cool to have. All right, and then we got to put 4 little slopes on the top. Yeah, today I had a hamburger for lunch. It was a leftover from a night or two ago. And I thought, well, I'll just fry that up. That's the beauty, though, when you can work from home, is you don't have to, restock the vending machines or anything like that if you own a business. Actually costs less to do that anyways. And I don't know why some guys, they don't like you working from home. So it's a discipline, you know. Like right now, I'm waiting for something to get done. So what am I doing while I'm waiting? I'm building with Lego. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, I think it does matter. These are hollow studs. So I've got to put the hollow stud on a green brick and another hollow stud, and that's brittle brown there, so you got to be careful. And this goes right in the middle. Yeah, so far I'm pleased with this set. It's pretty good. All right. And we got to stack a bunch of plates here too. The thing about when I do these unboxings, sometimes I'll forget to review something. And I forgot to mention these 1x1 bricks with the 2 adjacent studs on the side. These are always cool to wrap around corners. So somebody, asked me about that. Watch the build. The review video and the unboxings, we focus on the parts, and then we focus on the review of the set. Here we're focusing on the build experience, but these are notes for the review. So what you're watching here, for those who are new or just joining, this is essentially how we do reviews, well, how I do them anyways. I'm focusing on the build and all that stuff. A lot of things to factor, like I said, is it keeping my interest? Is it easy to put together? Are the instructions easy to follow? And this has a lot of 1x1 bricks and columns in here you got to keep lined up. And we got to get 2 eyes put on here now. And sometimes you got to wiggle and jiggle those in. So I don't want the eyes all crooked, so I try to get them as straight as I can. Sometimes I fail at it though, but there you go. Starting to look like a little bunny, huh? Oh, this is a new piece. It's a 1x3 plate with 2 top holders. Where were these when I was a kid? Somebody did mention, though, in one of my videos, about the price of Lego sets, and his theory is because Lego's introducing all these new pieces and they can charge more for it. And I don't know, I mean, it's a good theory behind that. But I've had some sets where they had some really good pieces and the prices are really cheap, so it's hard to say exactly. But this is not Lego like what a lot of us grew up with when we were kids. A lot of this stuff now today is pretty custom. And for something like this, it's very basic. It's got a lot of custom parts in here. This has got a lot of custom pieces. It'd just be easier if I shove that on the bottom first and then stick it in there. Here they're asking me to put the plate on there and then shove that down there. You could do it any way you want, but And then the black stud for the nose. So I'm assuming it goes like that. That's not too bad so far. It looks pretty cool. And then we rotate it around. I really wish Lego hasn't... I wish they would bring these out in different sizes, though. Ooh, where are you going? And there was more on the sides here. Let me take a look here. Yeah, there's actually more I got to put on here, too. I forgot to put those on. I did almost the same technique with my snowman tutorial that I did years... well, no, I did it last year. So this is pretty much essentially the same thing. Matter of fact, I just had another tutorial pop up in my mind. Not related to this. May have to write that down real quick, which I'm going to do that. Okay, so I wrote that down. I wrote it down. I didn't want to forget the tutorial, so I did that. And sometimes when I'm working on this stuff, guys and gals, that's what happens. Some things just pop in my mind. Here's the deal. When something pops in your mind and you're a tutorial builder or a mock builder, write it down. Don't say I'll remember it later on, because I've done that too and I forget. Just write it down. Spend some time. It's not going to hurt anything. I'm trying to find another one of those 1x2 white plates. I got one of these. Alright, well, we got to build 2 of these. I found the inverted piece to that. Oh, there it is. And then I'm looking for a 1x1 plate with that little stick. I do have a few of those if I lose one in here. Okay, let me start pulling out parts because I'm overwhelmed here with green things. So I'm going to start sorting things out. And this will happen from time to time if you ever get into this. You will have to start sorting parts out. If you're getting overwhelmed on a certain piece, if you're looking for a certain color, like here's pink, I can actually join these 2 up now. Okay, but I need another one for this piece here, which I don't have, but I have this here. Now, Lego has been known sometimes to forget to pack a part in the bag too. So sometimes I'll get some random pieces, and that's what it is. And I don't see it up here at all. So, oh, there it is. It's buried. See, there it is. We'd find it eventually. But sometimes the Lego will not. Sometimes Lego just forgets to pack stuff in a bag. Sometimes they'll forget to put whole bags in sets. It's happened a few times before. And Lego's not cheap, and Lego's customer service, they will gladly fix it for you, but it's the fact of waiting. You know, sometimes I've waited a few weeks for stuff to come in just to finish a build. And I think that's the part, like, right now I'm waiting for a parts haul to come in. And, oh, and by the way, this set was supposed to arrive a day early. Or it was supposed to arrive the other day, but we had a nasty snowstorm. Not in my area, but it was a snowstorm. And they couldn't get across the mountain to where I'm at to deliver these. So I had to wait for them to come in, for the set to come in, so you never know. And this goes right on top. And I think these 4 studs are supposed to go in those tubes. So I think that's what we're going to do here. That's like a hit or miss. There we go. That's not too bad. And then this just sits in here. And I was hoping this would be a family build, but we haven't finished it yet. So let me go ahead and let's zoom out a bit more there, and we'll continue on. Can I bring this light out a bit more? I got a bunch of electrical stuff. I'm going to try to shine a light that comes this way here eventually. Okay, so yeah, now we're building onto this piece here. So this is not a family build. So when I do the review, it's not a family build. I would never have known that unless I built the set. So see, that's why I do these videos, because see, I don't know. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, that'd be a good project for me and my child to build together, you won't really be able to build together with this, unfortunately. So you'll just have to, one will have to watch the other build. I mean, sure, you could probably come out with some other methods, like maybe just come in here and build the accessories. But I don't know how dependent everything is at this point. And those are hollow studs there. And this goes right here, and we could have just built a mirror too. There we go. Yeah, so far though, this is not too bad. Not too bad at all. So if you get this set and it's in your cart because you bought a modular or some parts or something like that, yeah. And yes, you can also get the stuff online. You can get it in the store, the Lego store. Matter of fact, they have A-Fall Day coming up, and that's where a bunch of A-Falls can go into the store an hour early and buy whatever they want. And yes, for me doing this now for well over 15 years, doing these videos, well, doing Lego videos online anyways, I have yet to ever see inside of a Lego store. I don't know what they look like inside. I've seen pictures, but I've never been in one in person. Never have seen a Lego store in person. So, I don't know. Make sure that's tight. And I'm hoping that's not stripping out. I don't want to have to go out and buy a new tripod right now. Yeah, my barber is doing something funny. He's actually thinking about raising up prices, and I thought, well, I really didn't want to hear it, but I know with the price of everything I understand, but it's like you're going to price it to $40, $50, $60. I may as well just, you know, which there's plenty, I already looked, there's plenty of videos on YouTube, just learn how to do it yourself. Sometimes it's better to have somebody do it so you don't have to waste your time to practice. Or just get a bunch of mannequin heads. But those mannequin heads are expensive. When I was reading about those, you keep them until there's nothing left on top and you toss them out. Kind of wasteful. Okay, and that's what that is there. And I think this goes in one of these holders, but I'm not sure. That's not a bad little rose. I think that's what it is, and it does sit in here. Okay, there we go. We're making another one here, just in a different color. And yeah, we'll get these all going today. We'll get it done. And I'll start reviewing this set, and get it out of the way. I may take a breather, do some work, and then review it tonight. You won't see the review for a while, but I'd like to keep, like I said, I keep up on these when they come in. You get them done quick, because there may be a time where, well, there may be a time I want to build a mock or a tutorial. Like I really want to dive into the campground, and in order to dive into it, I have to get this done first. Thought I saw a piece of hair on there. These must be tulips instead of roses. Could be a yellow rose. I'm not familiar with flower types. Ugh, oh man, I'm getting tired. All right. And then this one goes over here. Well, that just broke off, so now it's kind of fragile at this point here. So when something like that happens, yes, now it's gone from a 10 down to a 9 point, probably a 9.5, because it's now starting to get pretty flaky stacking things. And as at this point in these type of reviews, I'm not going to say that the sets have to be a family build. Because, oh wait a minute, these don't go on the top. I was looking more here. I'm looking for another one of those leaf pieces. Leaf pieces are just, these things are just, they're not expensive, but just trying to get a bunch of them in sets today. If you're looking to get a bunch of those, you may want to just go to hit the pick-a-brick wall and just take a cup and just dump a bunch of those in there. They're really good foliage pieces. That's a lot of complaints that a lot of us have. Lego stores are very far and few. And for somebody like myself, I can't just go down into a store and go buy parts. I have to order everything. And I remember I requested for a Lego store to be in town, and Lego told me 10 years. It's been about, they're 6 years overdue, as I'm still waiting for it. You know, I think, no, there's only one stick. I didn't think it's, did I miss putting sticks in those, or was that my fault? I'm taking a look. No, there was no, okay, I did make a mistake. Okay, the reason why this thing came off, and so it's back up to a 10 because I forgot this. There's supposed to be a stick that goes in there. You can see how brittle this whole flower thing is. So there's supposed to be a stick that goes in this. Put that stick in there. Yeah, you're going to have to put it in there. That's why I was like, wait a minute. I saw this right here. So I'll just put that in there and be done with it. So we got to come back in here and revise our build. Now there we go. That's why this was kind of brittle and falling apart. I'll stick that right back in there and we'll put that the way it's supposed to be. See, I make mistakes all the time. For those who say I don't, when I build a mock or a tutorial, you'd be surprised at how many mistakes I make in the initial build. Now we can proceed on with this. But you know what, I bet you I'm not going to do it. I was going to say, I bet this is probably a mirror. I can't even get that in there. Oh, and by the way, my friend and I, we were talking about stuff to do for my birthday, and I said, yeah, go ahead and do those reservations. So we were going to go to Knott's Berry Farm. Well, that fell through because one of the gals decided to quit where she works at, and now she's like, I can't. I got to work this whole month. And I said, see, that's why I don't ever make plans anymore. I said I gave up a long time ago. All right, we got two leaves that are kind of clashing together there. And I think there's another one we're building too. Yeah, that's what we're doing. So that trip got debunked, and she goes, I am so sorry. I said, that's fine. I said, I don't want to go by myself, so I like, I'm just going to. So when I'm doing, a lot of people take off for their birthdays and stuff. I will be working, and I'm going to work extra hours to get my mind off of that. I like to take off one day for me. Well, I will be doing work. Some people take off a week for their birthday. I'm like, you're lucky. I don't even get that option. Things get canceled all the time. Getting these on these stems, these light swords are kind of a pain. It takes forever to get it into that top tube there. Once you get it in there, then just hold your breath and not touch it again. And then this one goes here. So there are mirrors in here. I just wasn't in the mood to do the mirrors today. And then we have just some straggler pieces left over. So I'm assuming now we're just making random flowers and stuff. Yeah, so I've been kind of thinking about doing a reboot on my scenic channel. It's been defunct. I found some old hiking videos from like 10, 15 years ago that were never released, and I got to thinking I may post those. Wow, that just does not want to go in there. So I may release those. And I was looking for some other places to go hiking and stuff around here, stuff that I could do solo. And with my busy schedule and stuff and limited time, it's nothing really worth doing. All right, we got one more nasty flower assembly left. Well, let's get it done. Oh, wait a minute. It goes on this one here. So far, it's not a bad build. So it's back up to a 10 because I forgot those parts. We got this longer stick here. All right, that goes there along with the stud flower. I think in one of my hauls I ordered a bunch of stud flowers. I'm trying to collect up a bunch of those. I got a big bin that I've been hoarding up. I've separated them from the other stud flowers, the ones with the bigger leaves. So I've been kind of separating things. And I have a small drawer full of a bunch of bright colored ones, but that's just it though. I don't have enough to build anything, so I'm slowly building up my collection. I'm looking for more bright colored ones like this. I'm going to get some of the greens, but my main focus is bright colors. I know some of the guys hate the flower stuff, but I want to kind of get into that a bit more. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Well, that just rolled off. It's brittle brown too. We're going to have to be careful. And then we're going to have to make a bunch of these teeth things for our next. I think these are tulips. I think roses are meant for more Valentine's Day. So when I do the review on stuff like this, though, on this style of video, I already did the bulk of the review. So yeah. First thing is, it's not a family build. The build is excellent. The build experience is excellent. The build quality is average. You know, because this little stuff here can fall apart. I'm looking at durability and stuff, and this is just your typical stuff. And is it interesting? Is it keeping my interest? Yes, it is. And we got a big hole inside of there. Probably for him to turn around. So they probably had some clearance. And that's it. We got the stars, too. It tells us we're all done. All right. We have a bunch of little tiny pieces left. And yes, I can use all that stuff, you know. Most of the stuff I can use. So there we go. And that's what was remaining. And that's it. There's the list of pieces. That's a lot of pieces for this set. Okay, now we can get into the rough thoughts and stuff on this set. All right, let me make sure here. Before I do these, I'll do the photography before I do the final. Okay, so let's take a look here. And I don't need to put this on a turntable. I probably will on the final video because I fixed my turntable and stuff, so we should be able to do that. And yeah, so pretty much this is what it is. It's an Easter bunny in an Easter basket. It looks more like a flower pot than anything else. And I think that's what it is. They call it an Easter basket, but I think that's more of a pot than anything else. But you get the flowers and stuff, and it's pretty green. It's bright and colorful. Now we'll dump into the review. You know, of course, it did keep my interest, as you saw in the video. And the instructions you do have to pay attention to. So leads to build. So build experience is pretty good. This is a very relaxing build, something you could build in an hour. Not too bad. Just take your time. Just enjoy the build. This is an enjoyable build, so you're not going to be disappointed if you get this set. I'm hoping LEGO sells it more than makes it just a promotional offer. So here we have the bunny that spins his head around 360, so that's a bit creepy. Got some bright colored flowers and stuff, and yeah, not too bad. And so the build quality is okay. Build experience is great. Could you drop it in a city? No. MOCs, you could probably expand on it, make more of these in different colors. Would be pretty cool. But that's pretty much what it is. And for the most part, though, it is an all-around nice build. Some of these pieces seem like they're not locking together. Oh, I'm just looking at it kind of funny. But it seems somewhat durable at the bottom. This is pretty durable. These right here are kind of flaky. You got to be careful with it. So could you play with this? No, it doesn't really have a lot of play value. I mean, it's meant to, it's meant to sit on a shelf and look good. It's a shelf queen or a shelf hog. You can put this on an end table or a coffee table. Or a cubicle. If you're in an area where it's just mostly white with papers and computer stuff, it will add some color. But all in all, though, I am satisfied with the build. So I would say at the end, building this whole thing is probably a 9.8, 9.9. So pretty much essentially a 10. So if you do get this promotional offer, and it does run from March 16th through April 9th, and if you spend, I believe, $70 or more through the LEGO shop, either online or in the store, they will add this to your cart. Okay. Yeah, so you're not going to get screwed on this one. This is I'm just going to tell you it was a nice build. I have nothing bad to say about it. So honestly, you won't be disappointed. So tell me what you think of the set. And yeah, the build quality it's average, but the build experience was pretty pleasant. A very relaxing build for an afternoon.